what is an innovation alliance?
We use that term to describe the fact that we organize alliances of organizations, universities, government, and industry, and they pool their resources together for an innovation. That's an innovation alliance. What makes an alliance is like any worldwide alliance is it's temporary, or it's for a very particular purpose to achieve a particular objective.
Does it have to be temporary? That's critical.
It doesn't have to be, but making it objective focused
Yes.
permits the alliance to have a very clear purpose, a very clear organization structure, and a lot of motivation of everybody to hit the goal.
So there's power in that temporariness.
There's power in being focused on an objective and achieving it. And there is a self-discipline on saying it's temporary, because don't assume you're going to be here forever.
Right.
If you want to continue to work this way together, you're going to have to complete the objective and then get endorsed again by all the stakeholders that support you to do it again.
Right. Right. Which is really what always happens, but it sort of makes that very explicit organizationally.
One of the organizational innovations is not to create permanent organizations. One of the organizational innovations is to literally create the equivalent of an organization for a specific purpose, manage it to that purpose, and then say we can either shut it down or we can continue. So what it means is that folks in the organization are not paid and vetted, and they are not set up to have the organization have its own self-interest to exist forever.
So it's not about the organization existing, it's about doing the innovation process.
Yeah. And the way we do that is the uniqueness of the organizing approach is everybody is a representative from another organization. They have a home base to go back to. That central organization has no purpose for permanently existing.
Say more about that. And while you do, tell us about how innovation alliances are structured, and if there's multiple types, what are the multiple types?
Well, the other big innovation that we've done is we have designed a method to combine together by legal agreement federal and state government organizations along with universities and companies into one of these temporary organizations. And when I say by their engagement, I don't mean they're funding it. I mean as a participating member. So we actually have a structure by which we can have a federal government organization, a lab, to be DOE lab, sign into agreement in which Lawrence Livermore Lab specifically would sign in along with a university group and 5 companies and pool all their resources together. The uniqueness and the innovation of the organization is rather than assume that they're separate segments of the society and they hand off to one another, we eliminate that handoff concept. We bring them together for a single mission, under a single vision, to achieve certain objectives, and then shut down, and then go back to their home organization.
That sounds like a very powerful model. Now, who funds these? How does an innovation alliance get funded?
An innovation alliance is financially structured like a membership organization,
Okay.
but with 2 levels. One is a core membership to achieve some common objectives, such as reduced energy usage in transportation. And the other level is funding for specific innovation teams. You could have an innovation team work on batteries. You could have an innovation team work on metrics for energy. You could even have an innovation team work on the financing models for the investment banks to finance the startup companies in that sector. Whatever is the innovation we need to advance to the goal.
So you're saying that some of the funding is to the aggregate result, but some of the funding is actually contributed, target specifically to support a innovation that's a piece of the aggregate result.
Exactly. And then the reason for the innovation of this organizational concept itself is there are always 4 levels to it, starting with a very strategic level that is visionary, a management level that translates that vision to an actual multi-year work plan, and then the key thing is what we call an integration team.
Yes.
An integration team that works literally a level between management and each of these individual work teams, where we let wild ideas run and we fund lots of ideas in the work teams, but we say to them, your piece has to fit together.
It's a creative constraint ultimately.
Exactly. And the other key thing that we do in organization is we actually make the relationship between the integration team and the work teams a representative democratic one.
Say more about that.
Each work team is organized by a topic. Companies, universities, government labs join by topic team. Each team elects its technical engineering leader, and each team elects its representative to the integration team.
All right.
They have to agree among themselves who is a leader.
All right.
And they have to agree among themselves who is a good representative to that. When you do that on a human systems level, a clan forms.